Hey, what's up guys? It's Sundarian, and today we're going to bring you round 3 of Project Red Phoenix. And so far everything is coming along really nicely, and I just wanted to take a minute to go over what we've done so far. So the first thing we took a look at was the InWin 904 case that Craig Dieter donated to us. Then the MSI 970 Gaming and the FX 8320E his coworkers and myself picked up for him. And finally, 8 gigabytes of AMD's Radeon Gamers Series memory donated to us by another AMD Red Team Plus member, Nocturne Kitty. So now I'd like to take a minute to thank my buddy LinnyA42 on Twitter, another AMD Red Team Plus member who just knocked it out of the park this time, supplying us with the Sapphire ITX Compact R9 285 and an AMD Radeon R7 240GB SSD. Taking a look at the outside of this box, it becomes immediately apparent just how small this card is. Coming in at 6.7 inches, it is tiny. As you open it up, you're greeted by an unassuming egg carton style packaging with all the drivers and assorted documents you would expect to find, including warranty information. You will also find a 6 to 8 pin power converter, a VGA to DVI converter, and a DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort converter. So let's talk specs. This is a 1792 stream processor part with a core clock of 928 MHz, 2 GB of GDDR5 clocked to 5500 MHz on a 256-bit bus, and all of the other goodies that come with Tahiti, such as XDMA, True Audio, and FreeSync. Looking at the rear output of the card, we see one HDMI, one DVI, and 2 mini display ports. Turning around to the face, we see the gray and black Sapphire Compact branding and color scheme, as well as the 85mm fan. And continuing around back, we see the one 8-pin power source. Looking at the cooler, we see 4 copper heat pipes, 2 of them 8mm and 2 of them 6mm, distributing heat to 43 1-inch tall aluminum fins. So let's go ahead and install this bad boy. Now clearly this card is intended for a smaller ITX form factor case, but is actually going to benefit us in this instance, as it's going to increase the airflow around the 3.5-inch drive bays, helping to solve our airflow issue. So let's just toss this bad boy in here, attach the 2 thumb screws to the case, and we'll be good to go. So now let's take a look at our SSD. So what we're dealing with here is 240 gigabytes of MLC 19nm NAND flash being managed by OCZ's own Barefoot 3 controller, which is basically going to get you about 550 megabytes sequential read and about 530 megabytes sequential write, and about up to 95,000 IOPS 4K random read and 90,000 IOPS 4K random write. Now when taking it out of the box, this feels like a pretty quality unit with a solid metal housing and a nice looking graphic. Turning it around to the back, you will see the OCZ ODM branding. So let's go ahead and install this thing. I've already attached the mounting plate to the back of the SSD, and we're just going to attach it right to the front of the case mount. The only thing I didn't like was the AMD logo had to be upside down due to the placement of the SATA and the power, and honestly I was on the verge of removing it and flipping it around, but I didn't. Also, I went ahead and installed the Corsair CS750M, an old PSU I had laying around, and decided to donate to the build, but decided not to film it because that is extremely boring. So that's it for now, guys. I'd like to give a special shout out to AMD Red Team Plus member Lenny42. Really hooked it up, dude. I appreciate it above and beyond. I can't believe how much you guys have just come out of the woodworks to support this thing. You guys are in the community, helping people out, doing the right things, so keep up the good work, and thanks a lot. As for everybody else, thanks for watching. There's going to be one more video where I button everything up, get the vinyls applied, get some final pictures, and it's going to look really nice. So until then, have fun, game on, geek out, and talk to you later.